Hey everybody, what's up and welcome. Today I've got the Haslab Omega Prime. Finally. Took a year, but it still showed up like 8 months early, so I'm not going to complain whatsoever. So anyway, giant box. Little too big for my area, but there we go. Yep. Really cool artwork on it. At least I think so. You got Prime on the one, well, base Optimus Prime on the one side, and then Omega on the front, and then Magnus on the other side, looking moody as he always is. And you got your product shots on the box, on the back. Nothing too crazy, nothing too special. And then another big bit of artwork on the front. So there's that. And he comes with a lot of accessories. The packaging on the inside, 4 different boxes all bubble wrapped. That's all really cool and whatnot. So anyway, let's move on to accessories. Okay, so I'm showing half of the accessories we get. We get 2 space bridges with the ramps. You get 2 stands, 2 of the adapters, which you need for Ultra Magnus. You get 2 of these connector pieces, which you put on the underside of the space bridge, and then you can connect the 2 pieces together and have one long bridge that's good enough for either one of the alt modes. For this piece, you just, you plop it on right there. Magnus needs the 2 ports, and it goes in from the front. Optimus and Omega Prime just use this single port right here, and they plug into the back of Optimus's booty. And then, and this too, it just slides right in. You can see, nothing special. And then you've got the Matrix blade. Little bit of silver paint here and the silver writing. Other than that, it's all just cast in its different colors. Pretty cool. Kind of flimsy. They do have metal rods in each section, but then you have the joint for each section, so it does get a little wobbly. He can still hold it fine though, and I'll show you that when we get to Omega Prime mode. But it is very blade heavy. Very cool though. And it's, in the show, it was absolutely massive when he did use it. So it makes sense. Cat hair in there. But that's really it for your proper accessories. Now for this video, first of all, gonna kind of cut around a little bit, but this video will be Prime for his base mode, or his bot mode, his base mode, and his super mode. Then I'll do another video for Magnus and Blue Bolts, and then that one I will also include the final thoughts and combining into Omega Prime. So Magnus's video will be a little bit longer, possibly. But anyway, moving on here. Here we got Cerebros, and pretty cool little like Titan Master style guy. A little bit of paint, a little bit of molded detail. His head does move and swivel. It's on like a little ball joint. His arms are on a ball joint, but they can really only go up 90 and down 90. And then his legs are combined, but they've got 2 pins so you can sit him down in Optimus's chair, or you can stand him up straight in his bucket. Woohoo! Because why not? And then if you just fold his legs all the way over, you get this. It's pretty cool head sculpt. And this looks like it's fully painted, maybe not the black, but the rest of it is. And this makes me wonder, are they going to give us the body for Cerebros? They're going to give us, give it to us or not? Because if so, that'd be awesome. But also, that would be kind of a big screw you to anybody who did not get this set, because then they wouldn't have Cerebros. Or they would be having to give Cerebros in that set with the body, and then that'd be kind of a screw you to us, since this is supposed to be like a little special bonus kind of thing. So who knows if they do and how they would play it. But we'll get him out of the way. That's it for Cerebros. There is absolutely nothing else to do with him. But moving on. Also, I did my size comparisons another day, so I'll do size comparisons with the original Prime and Magnus. There might be a little bit of cuts and jumps for that. I apologize, but things happen. Life happens. So anyway, we'll get a good look at this guy. Get a nice good close-up. So this is all painted silver, except for the nozzles, which are just cast in gray, but they do have ball joints, which the original did not. The original was spring-loaded, though, and these are not. Rest of the ladder is just cast in gray, The missiles got like a gunmetal gray, and then molded color, everything else. I don't... Yep, okay, they do come out, but they aren't spring-loaded. So they just, you can slide them out, but that's all you can do. And, you know, individual. There used to be the button on the back that would pop them all up, not anymore. Good ratchet. And then a softer ratchet. But still ratchets. No lights and sounds on this guy. You know, there used to be a button right here on the original. Not on this guy. But other than that, he looks pretty good. Still good. You got the transparent red up here, transparent blue here. They did redesign the cab a little bit, and I'll show you. You'll be able to see what I mean a little bit better in a second when I bring out the old Optimus. But right this second, we'll just get a little good look at him. Another cat hair. Get out of there. I do like that we got plastic wheels now instead of rubber. He looks good. He looks good. We'll go ahead and take that out now. Pretty good detail on this thing. This still rolls, which I imagine is just because when it's under the bumper. I think, you know, the original did the same thing. But it's got some good detail for what it is. Very simple little blaster. Alright. And now let's bring in the original. And, like I said, I think it's... Oh, I got two tires that are falling apart. Yep, cool. So anyway, as long as I've got it in my hands, compare the two. Here's the original, here's the Haslab, of course. And you can see it's actually a completely different style. Let's see how I can do this. Can I hold them both? Kind of, sort of. But there you go. You can see that they are different styles. Haslab's a little bit longer. So, there's that. So, biggest difference between the old and the new, I mean, you've got, like I said, they changed the shape of the cab. Get them side by side. You can see the shape of the cab has changed. The headlights on this are so small, they're under here, you almost don't even notice them. These are much more prominent, but then you've got different paint apps, different color windows. The new one is right about the same size as the original. They're about bumper to bumper in the back right now. More detail on the ladder than this is. This is, you know, pretty plain, but then this one also has the spring-loaded feature. The new one does not. This one also has spring-loaded for those, and then these fire. The original one definitely had more of a play value, whereas this is more of a display value. Personally, I'm fine with that. I just display them. To me, playing with them nowadays is transforming them back and forth. So, maybe trying out some new poses or putting up some pictures on the message boards, right? Coming around to the side. There we go. You can see there's really just some detail differences between the two. So it's not an exact copy, but I feel like the changes they made were pretty tasteful. You know, it works well for what it is. You know, instead of chrome, we got painted silver. The paint is gonna hold up better than the chrome will, I'm sure. Even though for me, the chrome is actually holding up pretty well. And then coming around to the back of the original has more of a fire truck look, whereas this one is a little bit more molded detail and everything. But again, it still all works. So that'll be it for him. And while we're at it with him, I don't have much that I want to do a size comparison of, but I do have the original Autobot Brothers. Don't mind Prowl. As a kid, I thought it would be cool to Sharpie them all black. So we'll just hide Prowl in the back there. But, and then these two I bought like a year ago because I lost the others. But anyway. So they still size to him pretty well. They're still undersized compared to a fire truck, but just like the other Prime was, the original Prime. But they still look good as a team together. All 5 of them, right? Alright, so again, sorry for the little bit of cuts and whatnot, but it is what it is. Let's get to base bot mode, and then we'll go to base mode at the same time. So, to get to base bot mode, I'm just going to go off of what the instructions say. which are fairly good. It's a little annoying that it's this whole big roadmap thing and that Hasbro doesn't know how to make a booklet yet, but it is what it is. I'm sure they'll get there one day. So first thing, I'm going to open up these arm panels and they just peg in. And I'm going to do that on both sides. This is slightly different from the original. There we go. And then we'll just bring that out there, and then, because the original, you could basically just pull the cab away and leave these in place. But now, I'll open that up on both sides. And I'll pull this out. There we go. And I'll leave that there. I'm going to take his weapon out from underneath, which I left out in the size comparison, but you know, whatever. Like I said, it's not going to be perfect. Go ahead and you've got these silver wheel pieces in here. We need to get those rotated down so that they clear the arms. And then once you do that, you just rotate this around. You got a tab in a slot. Get that tabbed in. This just folds over and rests in place. Fold this down. Do the exact same thing on the other side. Now we'll split the front. Bring that down, split the cab, and rotate at the knees. I said the knees, not the thigh. Thank you. Alright, go ahead and lift up on these white panels, which sit very flush, so they can be a little difficult to get to. And then rotate out the feet. This part is pretty much just like the original. Then you close up, and when you close up, you've got this notch right here that should be going onto this panel. It should lock that panel in place. Let me put it that way. And we'll flip out the heel spurs. Okay, I'm going to split the arms off of the back, and you can see I can just pretty much untab them. They've got a tab here. Let's see, and then this tabs into here. Kind of undid that by accident. Would be better to lift that up first, but you know, as you can see, is still able to do it. Now from this point, real quick, I took out the little square ratchet that sits in here. So my guy's a little loosey-goosey, but that was intentional. I'm going to lift up on the backpack, and then I'm going to compress him down. I also did shave down this gray T-block that's in there. So, yeah. Here is, let's slide the arms down all the way, rotate, and then the fist comes out automatically, and they want you to go ahead and slide that shield back. The original toy, the shield was still all the way down. So you can kind of do that either way. You can leave it like that, or you can slide it back, and now you can make use of the wrist rotate. It's up to you, your toy. Now back here, I'll bring the backpack down, open up the lights, open this up, flip the head up, close this up, bring the lights up at an angle, and I'll slide the neck forward. And that is it for his robot mode. Put that right over there for now. Let's do the base mode. I'm going to separate these. I'm going to fold them out. Alright. Leave those off to the side. I'm going to open up these and disconnect them. Now, I'm going to lift up on all this. Now for this, you could separate these if you want to, but you don't have to. All you need to do is rotate the feet out, rotate the wheels in, and that's it. That part's done. You come over here, take this, fold it up, pretty much just to cover the head, and then you plop it right back down where it was. And that's it for that. We'll lift up on the ladder, splay these open, and then you can bring these out. Again, it tells you to. bring the bucket 90 and bring these out. So there's that. And now we'll keep these pretty much folded up how they were. So what we're going to do is the post needs to be on the front. It's easy to forget that because I never did this as a kid, so I don't have the muscle memory like I do with pretty much the rest of the set. And then by doing that, now you have a post here for this port. Get that plugged in, and there you go. And go ahead and do this. A lot of the set you really can do off of memory if you had the original as a kid. There's minor differences, extra locking tabs and things like that. Alright, there is the base mode and the standard bot mode. And his weapon, go ahead and give that to him. And there you go. Alright. And here he is next to the original. Now you can see the original, the arms are a little different. If you want these down like that, you certainly can. But I like that they give us the option to slide them back so you can actually use the wrist rotate. You can see he's a hair bigger, but difference in chest. He's got the entire vac metal chest. That doesn't really. Different head sculpt. His looks more childish and his looks more grown up. Let's see, come on, focus. Focus. Come on. Golly, you're not cooperating. Up, there it is. Look at the head sculpt difference. His almost looks like an owl. I don't know why, that's what comes to mind when I see it. And then also him, when he transforms, the head pops out. It's attached to the whole double jointed deal, not like him, where you have to flip it out. But the new one, much, much smaller backpack than the old one. But the old one also had lights and sounds.
Optimus Prime,
Maximize for an Autobot. I love it. Absolutely love it. I did notice that as a kid because I watched Beast Wars before I saw this show. I'm like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. But there you go. Okay, yeah, you go ahead, buddy. Deserve a rest. But anyway, so there's his regular mode and his base mode. Now, let's get down to his super mode. Now, there is one other little mode before we get to his super mode, and that is the original instructions called it Mega Mode. The new instructions tell you to do it, they just don't name it. So for this mode, first I'm going to go ahead and fold up the ladder a bit. I just don't need it out like this. And I'm going to go ahead and disassemble the base because after I show you this one thing, we're going to get into Prime's super mode. So, there's that. There's that. And there's that. Okay, so split this apart. You rotate this down, and then you've got a port for the post on his shoulder. Like I said, the original called this Mega Mode. I don't really recall if the show used this or not. Last I watched the show was last Halloween season, I believe. Shoot, maybe the Halloween season before. Anyway, so I don't remember if he used it or not, but there it is. And he's still stable. Thankfully, they gave us those heel spurs, which are a real nice addition. But going in here, you got the metallic blue and the gunmetal gray. Other than that, yeah, nothing crazy. So that's Mega Mode. Now, I'm going to take his little pistol out of here, and we're going to go into his Super Mode. So, we'll start with the feet, because we already got them right here. You've already got the wheels folded down and the foot flipped out. So now lift up on this panel, lift up on this. Do the same for both. Okay, so you got the feet looking like this. Now you've got the two clips and the post right in there. So we're going to fold in the heel spurs. The post that's in here will fit into this screw hole, and then the clips will just go around the side. Now, because his foot is on its own joint, it can be a little difficult to get it lined up in here. But once you do, it'll clip in place, and then you've got a post and port. Goes right into the front of the shin. Do that for both legs. There we go. Get this post and port pushed in, and that's it. Big shoes. Slide the shields down. We're going to come back here, open that up. You're going to push this back to the neck, that is, and you're going to slip his head all the way around and close that back up, and then bring the lights straight down. All right, then you're going to pull out on the shoulders. Make sure that the backpack is disengaged, and you're going to lift up on the abs. Now, you only want about right there for right now. You're going to lift down on this piece, and then that's going to come in and scoop underneath. Now, the way it's set up, it needs to go underneath these little locking tabs, and then you do need the body down as far as it'll go with that in place, because it's got two tabs that go into this these two notches on the back of the spine. So height makes a difference when you go to plug this together. And also, it is very tight. There we go. Yeah, I don't know if you heard that, but it is loud. It is tight. But once you get all that done, that's it for this part. Now, we'll take his arms, and you can see which is left, which is right hand. You should be able to tell that easily enough. So you plug the panel on here that has the gray gun, and this post should be above the elbow. All right, that's one way to look at it. Flip this around, you can close that up, close up the back side, and then this just folds up. And then I'll rotate that and rotate the hand. Do the same over here. Remember, post above the elbow. Rotate, 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 and then this will just fold down. There we go. Okay, so now I'm going to bring the waist flaps down. I'm going to rotate the ladder, disengage it, get it out 90, and I'm going to rotate it around backwards. All right. So is what we're going to do. You've got a slot right here in the gray, and then you got these two tabs, and then you got a slot here and here. So the three slots are going to be for this, this, and this, and the two tabs are going to go in here and here. That's all we're connecting. That is all that is going to keep this guy together. There we go. And then you can bring these up, and you can kind of affix his neck a bit. His neck's on a panel that'll fold down and up. I'll go ahead and fold it up. Okay, there we go. And then lastly, we have this. It doesn't really matter which side is which, but product shots and then my OCD, I'm going to make sure the logo faces forward. It doesn't matter. It fits on both sides because they both have the tabs and they both have the ports. So, post right there, plug that on, and then the tabs go into these small slots on the front and back of the shoulders. Do that for both sides. And then the last thing, you can take his base mode, his normal mode gun. You can either peg it in here, or you've got a small port here, and you can plug it in there. Right, either way, but you do have weapon storage. And there he is, Optimus Prime in his super mode. And man, he looks good. He looks snazzy. We do have a difference here from the original. The original did not have... So when you opened this up, you did see the matrix. But now, it's actually removable. And it's nothing special. It's like an off-green clear plastic with a little bit of silver paint. But still, it's removable, and that's cool. I just realized I forgot to show you. The instructions do show that you can take that and put it in the back of normal Optimus's chest. But then you're just hiding it away. You're just tucking it away for safekeeping because you can't see it anywhere. So that's why I forgot to show you, because there's... honestly, what's the point if you can't see it? Anyway, there he is in all of his glory. Here is the original. Yep, that's what it is. This one I did have to have it folded backwards. Alright, he does not want to sit. Yeah, the upper area here does not want to stay pegged in either. Shoot. Thankfully, that siren only went one time. There is a trigger in there somewhere where that siren goes like 5 times in a row. Holy jeez, that's annoying. Wow, this guy is finicky. Okay, it doesn't want to stay tabbed in. Well, anyway, you can see he's a little bit taller than the original. That's all I was really trying to show. The height, and then, you know, minor differences in the greebles. Different head sculpt. Slightly. His looks much better. But yeah, there you go. Let's get him out of here. He needs a rest. He's an old man. So let's take a look at articulation. His head can go a little bit up, a little bit down, and it's weird. It's got this white piece which is on a slider, and then you've got the panel underneath that flips. It's odd. Got some good range of motion though. Look at that. That's a quizzical head tilt. Then you got your same friction rotation as regular mode did. Same elbow rotation and elbow out that regular bot did. Only difference is now you get a little bit of extra and you get a little butterfly forward and back because of how the chest separated, right? These hands do rotate. Thumb will just flip up and down on a pin. Fingers are all together. They'll go a little out, a little in, and then, you know, you can rotate them and you've got this wrist movement. The chest is locked in. You don't really have an ab crunch because of that big piece that I had to fight to get in. Legs are exactly the same, all the way down. The only difference is you've got a little up and a little down on the toes, but not much. So a little bit less articulation than his base robot mode, but it's there. If you wanted to, you could. Let's see if I can do this. Oh yeah. It's all coming together. There we go. There we go. He can wield his ladder. Alright. I never did that as a kid. Probably didn't even think about it, to be honest. Optimus. There we go. Yeah, that's it for Optimus. So, as such, that's the end of this video. I'm going to have a second video for Ultra Magnus and Blue Bolts, and that's going to be the one where we combine into Omega Prime. So that's it. Again, there will be some cuts in that video like they were in this one. Like I said, it's just the way it is. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in part 2.